Hello everyone. This video is about how to write equation of tangent line. So in the previous lesson we talked about how to find slope of tangent line. If we can talk about slope of a tangent line, we can also talk about equation of tangent line. So we already studied in the first chapter, second section, how to write an equation. Remember, in order to write an equation, we need to know what slope is and what point is. If we know slope and the point, or slope or the y-intercept, we can write the equation by either using y minus y1 equals mx minus 1, or if we know the y-intercept, y equals mx plus b. Okay, so we should identify slope, m, and point when we solve questions. And you know also what tangent line is. We also mentioned what tangent line in the previous lesson. Tangent line is a line that's touching the point at only one point. It's not crossing, it's not passing through. It's just touching, it's barely touching the given point. So we are going to find slope of that tangent line at that point, and we will find a point, or the point will be given. So we'll write the equation by using one of these formulas, one of these forms. Okay, let's start solving some questions. First question, an exercise question. Write the equation of tangent line to the graph of the function at 2, 8. So point is given. I know the point. So what is missing? Slope is missing. Well, you know what slope is from the previous lesson? Slope means derivative. So we are going to find derivative. F prime of x equals derivative of x cubed is 3x squared. I'm not done. I haven't found the slope at the given point yet. So how are we going to find this? By using the given point. What's the x value? X value is 2. So we are going to find slope of this function at 2. So substitute 2 for x. This is how you'll find the slope. It's not enough to differentiate the function only. You'll also need to plug in the given x value in the derivative so that you find a value. So 2 squared is 4, 4 by 3, 12. So we got our slope. We already knew our point, so we can write the equation by y minus y1, which is 8, equals m, which is 12, in a bracket, x minus x1, which is 2. It's pretty simple. If one of the elements is given, it's pretty simple. Now let's simplify. 12x minus 24. Now negative 8 to the other side. Y is equal to 12x minus 24 plus 8, 16, right? So that's our equation of tangent line. So there are plenty related questions about the same situation. Another question, test prep question, trigonometric function is given, sine plus cosine. So we are asked to find the equation of tangent line at x equals pi. So what is missing? Point is missing. What else is missing? Slope is missing. So we don't know point, we don't know slope, we just know x. Can I find y if I know x? Pi comma what? I don't know the point. So I can find y by plugging in pi for x in the function. So f of x is this. F of x means y. Y equals, insert pi for x, sine pi plus cosine pi. Sine pi is 0, cosine pi is negative 1. So now I know the value of y. So I got my point. I got one of the unknowns. Now find the other unknown, slope. Slope is related to derivative, so find derivative. F prime of x equals derivative of sine is cosine, derivative of cosine is negative sine x. So we are finding this derivative at which value? At x equals pi. Now, after we find derivative of the function, we replace our x's with the given x value, which is pi here. So that will give us the slope. Cosine pi, negative 1. Sine pi, 0, so it's -1. So now I know slope, I know the point, I can write the equation. Y minus y1, which is -1, equals m, -1, in a bracket, x minus x1, which is pi. So y plus 1 equals -x plus pi, 1 to the other side, y is -x plus pi minus 1. There is no simplification. This is the final step. I got my equation. So in the first question, we were given the point. We didn't need to find y. We just found the slope by taking the derivative and inserting the given x value, and we wrote the equation. In the second question, we were not given the point. We were given just the x value. So since point is also missing, we should find the y value by replacing the x value for x in the function. We find y first. So by finding y, we got our point. And to find slope, take derivative and stuff. There are many similar mystery questions. Okay, partial test 3. This is a really nice question. It covers many things in one question. So this is the given equation. The first part of the question is asking us to find equation of tangent line at origin. So point is given. What is missing? Slope is missing. So let's find slope by taking derivative of the function. What is derivative of x cubed? 3x squared. Derivative of 3x is 3. So I'm finding this derivative at which value? At x equals 0. It's at the origin. So x value 0 equals 3 by 0. 0 minus 3 minus 3. So now I know my point. I know my slope. I can write the equation. Y equals -3x. That's it. That's the equation. Okay, I got the first part. Second part. Okay, part B. Find the point of the graph of f where the tangent line is horizontal. Tangent line being horizontal means derivative being 0, right? So take derivative, equalize it to 0. F prime of x equals 3x squared minus 3 equals 0. -3 to the right. Divide both sides by 3. So x is negative and positive 1. So I got the values of x's. I am asked to find points. I have 2, so I will find the point. You know how to find points. There are 2 x values. When x is 1, what's your y value? When x is -1, what's your y value? So 1 by 1, let's try. So 1x cubed minus 3x. X cubed, 1 cubed minus 3 times 1, which is -2. The second point, -1 cubed minus 3 times -1. So here I have 3 minus 1 plus 2, right? So it's an odd function. You can say by changing the sign of x, you'll also change sign of y. So our points are 1, -2, and -1, 2. Okay, those are the points what makes tangent line horizontal. Okay, I got the second part. Last part, part C. Part C is really smart. Let g is a function such that g of 1 is 0. Then g prime is given, and the composition is given. H of x equals f of g of x. So that's the composition. We're asked to find h prime of x. So remember how to find derivative of composite functions. You take derivative of outside function first, multiply by derivative of inside function. At which value? It's asking about finding derivative of h at 1. So replace every x in the function by 1. So every x becomes 1. So now insert the given. Am I given g of 1? Let's take a look at the question. G of 1 is given, yes, as 0. So what I need now is f prime of 0 times. Am I given g prime of 1? Let's see. G prime of 1 is given as negative 1. Okay. So now what is left? F prime of 0 is left. Is f prime of 0 given? Let's see. F prime of 0 is not given in part C, but that part C belongs to this question whose function for f is x cubed minus 3x. So if we know function f, we can find its derivative. So f of x is given. F of x is given as x cubed minus 3x, right? So what I need is its derivative. F prime of x is 3x squared minus 3 then. So I'm supposed to find derivative of f at what? At 0. So switch your x's with 0. So it's gonna be 3 by 0, 0, minus 3, minus 3. So now I got the value of f prime of 0, which is negative 3. So negative 3 times negative 1, 3. That's the answer. So this is such a nice question. Another type of question that you may face, that's in the book, and there are similar ministry questions. F prime of x is given, f of 0 is given. It's asking about writing the equation. So what does this f of 0 equals to mean? It means it's a point. The x component in the point is 0, y component is 2. So 0 comma 2 is the point. So what does this derivative represent? That derivative represents the slope. So my slope is given as negative 3. So I know my slope, I know my point, so I can write the equation. It's y-intercept, by the way. I will use y equals mx plus b form. So y equals m, which is negative 3, x plus b, 2. So that's my equation. It's pretty simple when you know what the question means. Okay, so this gives you the point, this gives you the slope. Okay, another type of question. Okay, the question, one of the questions in the book. Find equation of tangent line of the graph which is parallel to the given straight line. This is the given straight line. Slope of this is parallel to this. So if they're parallel, slopes are parallel, the lines are parallel, then slopes are the same. So with the slope of this one, this line, m1 is equal to negative a over b, remember. Coefficient of x, which is 3, over coefficient of y, negative 1, negative in front, it's negative, it's 3. M1 is 3, then M2 is also 3. So now I know my slope. What is missing to write the equation? If I know the slope, what is missing? The point is missing. I have no idea what the point is. Now I will find the point by using that slope. Slope means derivative, right? So I will find derivative, equalize it to 0, equalize it to 3. So f prime of x, which is slope, which is equal to 3, right? 3 is slope, it's f prime, which is equal to 3x squared plus 0. So 3 is equal to 3x squared. Divide both sides by 3. 1 is x squared. So x is plus and minus 1. I have two possible x's. I need points, so I need y's. If x is 1, what's your y? If x is negative 1, what's your y? 1 by 1. If x is 1, substitute 1 back in the function. 1 cubed plus 2, 3. If x is negative 1, negative 1 cubed plus 2 is 1. So my points are 1, 3 and negative 1, 1. I'm asked to find the equation. I haven't got the equation yet. I got the points. So for 1, 3, write the equation. Y minus y1, 3, equals m, which is 3, times x minus x1. So y equals 3x minus 3. I have minus 3 here. When I bring it to the other side, it's just 3x. Second point, negative 1, 1. Write the equation. Y minus y1, which is 1, equals m, 3, x minus x1 plus 1. So I have y equals 3x, 3 by 1, 3, negative 1 to the other side, 4. So those are my equations. I got two equations. The question looks a little bit complicated because slope is not given directly, point is not given directly. We should find everything on our own, right? So we find slope from the straight line, and since they are parallel, we use the same slope. And then slope means derivative. By taking derivative and equalizing to 3, we got x. By substituting x back in the function, we got y, we got points. Since we know point and slope, we wrote the equation by using this equation form. Alright. Okay, let's take a look at a ministry exam question. 2024 second attempt ministry question. Find the value of C if the tangent line at y3 is perpendicular to this line. Okay, this question also looks complicated. Let's try to understand. So we are looking for C, where the tangent line at y equals 3 is perpendicular. So perpendicular means if the lines are perpendicular, then slopes are opposite reciprocals, right? In other words, their product is negative 1. So if the slope of this line is, let's say m1, 1 over 4, right? Coefficient of x, if y is alone, will give you the slope. Then what is m2? What is opposite reciprocal of 1 over 4? It's minus 4. So I know slope, which is minus 4. Slope represents derivative. So let's equalize derivative of this function to negative 4, which is derivative of x squared, 2x, plus derivative of 2x, 2, derivative of 2, 0. So here I have negative 4 equals 2x plus 2. Bring 2 to the other side. Negative 6 is 2x. Divide both sides by 2. X is negative 3. Alright, I got something. So I know the value of x. I know the value of y. In the question, the value of y is given. Unlike the other questions, this is different type, but we still use the same methods, same steps. I got x, I know y, so I can find the unknown in the equation. So let's apply this in the equation. So y, f of x means y, right? Which is equal to 3, equals x squared, which is negative 3 squared, plus 2 times x, which is negative 3, plus c. So 3 equals negative 3 squared is 9. 2 times 3 is negative 6 plus c. 9 minus 6 is 3. 3 equals 3 plus c. 3 to the other side. 0 equals c. See? This is not as difficult as it seems. Alright. Okay, let's take a look at a graph question. This is there are 3 mystery questions that came so far about this type. This is also a common type of question that can be asked in tangent line. Okay, we are given 2 graphs. One of them is f, the other one is f prime. The question is asking about which one is f, which one is f prime. So what kind of graph in part A is? It looks like it is a cubic function. What kind of graph in part B is? It's parabola, it's quadratic. So which one has higher power? Cubic has higher power, quadratic has power 2. So this is going to be f, the quadratic will be f prime. So that's the first part of the question. F is cubic 1, part A. F prime is the quadratic one, B. Okay, next part. Write the equation of tangent line at x equals 0. So I need a point, right? So what's my point? If x is 0, what's y? How do I find y? So in which graph do I apply? In which graph I am looking for the y value? I am looking for y value in graph f. So the f graph will give me the point. Okay, at 0, what's the y value? 4. So my y is 4. I got the point. It's very easy. It's in front of my eyes, right? It's in the graph. It's obvious. It's clear if you can see it. So by using the f function, you'll find the slope. You'll find the point. At 0, y value is 4, so point is 0, 4. So what about slope? Slope is also unknown. You should know what slope is. So in which graph will give you the slope? Because slope is about derivative, so the f prime will give you slope, right? So we are looking for slope at what? At 0. So f prime of 0 is what? F prime of 0. Go down to your graph. It is negative 4. So my slope is negative 4. So it looks complicated at first, but when you identify what point what slope is from the graphs, then it's very easy. So you know the point, you know the slope. It's 0, 4 point plus slope is negative 4. So let's write the equation. Y minus y1, which is 4, equals m negative 4 times x minus x1. So y is equal to negative 4x plus 4 is the equation of tangent line. Alright, so we have similar ministry questions. So there's another question in the book, an exercises part. It's asking about writing the equation of two tangent lines. I am not going to solve it. I am just going to show you how to solve it. Okay, so we are given one point. This point is given 2, 5. In this line, we have another point here. This point is not that clear, but let's assume it's 1, 3. So if you know 2 points, you can find the slope, right? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So y2, let's say 5 minus 3 over 2 minus 1, which is 2 over 2, 2 over 1, 2. So I got my slope. So I know points. There are 2, 5 and 1, 3. Use one of them and write the equation. Y minus, let me use this one, y1, which is 3, equals m 2, x minus x1, 1. And simplify. Y equals 2x minus 2. When I bring 3 to the other side, plus 3 is plus 1. So that's one of the equations. You can find the other one by using this point, 2, 5, and that point. So that point is probably 3, comma, 3. Okay, you do the same steps. You find the slope first by using those 2 points and write the equation like that. Okay, the second equation is up to you. Alright, I'm running out of time. Let me explain this one. This is pretty nice question. Ask the 2024 second attempt. Use the given graph on the right to find tangent line to the function at point B. So, okay, let's find the slope first. We are given a point x comma y. We don't know what the slope is. So we can find the slope by using those 2 points, right? Slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which is, let's say, y minus 30 over x minus 0, which is equal to what? Slope means derivative of the function. What is the derivative of that function? Derivative of 14 is 0, negative x cubed is negative 3x squared. So I have y minus 30 over x equals negative 3x squared. Cross multiply, y minus 30 is negative 3x squared. y is negative 3x squared plus 30. So this is my y. I don't have only one y. This is what I got as y. This is what's given as y in the question. So they're supposed to be same. Let's equalize them. So in the question we have 14 minus x cubed. What I find here is negative 3x squared plus 30. Negative 3x squared to the left is 2x squared. Let's bring 14 to the right. 16 divide both sides by 2. X cubed is 8. Take cubic root of both sides. X is 2. So I got the value of x. Now, I knew what slope is, what slope was. In the beginning, I found slope as negative 3x squared. So since I got the value of x, I can substitute it back. Negative 3 times x, which is 2 squared. 2 squared is 4, 4 by negative 3, negative 12. So I got my slope. I knew my point as xy. So when I write the equation, y equals, there are 2 points. We can use the given point. That point 0, 30 is y-intercept. So I can write the equation as mx plus b form, which is m negative 12x plus b 30. Negative 12x plus 30 is option B. All right. One last question. Find the distance. Remember what the distance formula is between a point and a line. Find the distance between the point this and the line that. So 3 negative 2 is x1, y1. We will have an equation written in general form. Then distance is absolute value x1 by a plus y1 by b plus c over square root a squared plus b squared. So that's what distance is, chapter 1, section 2. So they combine distance with tangent line. So what is the question telling us? It's telling us that the line which represents the tangent line, so we are going to find line by using this information. So what is that information? We have a tangent line that's tangent line to that graph, to that function at x equals 4. To write the tangent line, remember we need a slope and a point. What is given? X is given. So by substituting x for x in the function, we'll find y. To find point, y equals 3 over 1 minus 4, which is 3 over minus 3 minus 1. So my point is 4 minus 1. I got the point. Now, how about slope? Slope means derivative. So we'll find f prime, which is, there's division. Let's apply quotient rule. Derivative of top, 0 times bottom, 0 minus top, which is 3 times derivative of bottom, negative 1, divided by bottom squared. So my slope, my derivative becomes 3 over 1 minus x squared. So I'm looking for slope at which point? At x equals 4. So I'm going to replace my x's with 4. It becomes 3 over 1 minus 4 minus 3 squared, 9. So 3 over 9, 1 over 3. So now I have a slope, I have a point, I have a slope, I have a point. Just combine them to write the equation. So y minus y1, negative 1, equals m, 1 over 3, x minus x1, 4. So let's cross multiply. 3y plus 3 equals x minus 4. Let's bring everything to one side of the equation to write the equation in general form. X minus 3y, negative 4, negative 3 makes negative 7 equals 0. So that's my equation of tangent line. Equation of tangent line. So now we can apply distance. So what was the point given in the beginning? It was 3 comma negative 2. So 3 comma negative 2 is given. So apply the formula. Distance equals a times x1. A is 1. 1 times 3 plus b times negative 3 times y1 negative 2 plus c, which is negative 7 in absolute value, all over square root of a squared 1 squared plus b squared negative 3 squared, which is equal to 3 plus negative 3 negative 2 6 6 3 makes 9 9 minus 7 2 over 3 squared 9 9 plus 1 10. So 2 over square root of 10, which is option A. This is also one of the smartest questions that has been asked so far. So we are done about how to write equation of tangent line. We solved every type of question involving tangent line so far.